What's going on, family? You're tuned in to Real Last Real Radio 104.1, your nightcap of comedy. My name is Ken Miller. In the big chair tonight, it is Tuesday night, man. July 23rd. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. James is out. My big dog is on vacation right now with his wife, and then next week he'll be selling the seas, Norwegian, Hawaii. So if you're out there and on the cruise, make sure you go see James John do live stand-up comedy. So I'll be running the show tonight. Join the virtual studio with my comedy brother, man. First of all, give it up for Mr. Miguel Colon Jr. What's up, my dude?
What's up, fellas? Old payday killer out there on the Norwegian cruise. Old James Yawn murdering cruisers. Jordan Vandersloot.
NCIS Hawaii.
Yo! Vandersloot. I forgot about
Vandersloot.
Vandersloot.
Vandersloot
What's
rules.
his name? Vandersloot.
Jordan Vandersloot.
Hey, what Patrice did say, yo, he killed people.
He killed people. We know that about him.
No, he Vandersloot. Oh, man. Also with us, man, virtual studio. Matter of fact, he might be at Comic-Con right now, but we are recording this on Sunday night. Comic book writer, man, got his new comic book coming out from the law office of Kaufman and Lynn, the Under Oath podcast, Mr. Jeff Batman Kaufman. Jeff, what's up, brother?
I'm telling you what, right now, I should be landing. Actually, I'm probably 2 hours from San Diego right now. That's because we do pre-tape these things, and man, I am excited. It is going to be for me. No, I'm set up. It's Tuesday. I'm fully set up by now. I'm gonna be having dinner at probably one of my favorite restaurants in San Diego.
You hope with them IT shutdowns, unless you fly in Spirit.
Yeah,
Spirit
I'm flying Alaskan. I'm flying Alaska.
Alaskan? No, that's a good airline. You're messed up. They got technology.
Hey, Jeff gonna be on a cruise ship going around
with James, sharing a room with James.
Hey, man, Jeff, you know, every time I always say this about artists. Anytime an artist comes out with a new CD or new album, and Miguel, you can attest to this, they always say, "Yo, this is my best one ever."
Yeah,
they always say that.
Yeah,
Jeff, what do you feel about your new comic book?
It's my best one ever. No, actually, you know what? For what I do, writing comic books, you know, some people I'm good friends with a couple guys who created Ninja Turtles. And imagine you're 18 years old, and the most
Eastman
memorable
and Laird,
thing
you're friends with them?
Yeah, Kevin Eastman. And imagine you're the best thing you do when you're 18 years old, and you never do anything greater than that. You know, fame hits you at 18. It's like being one of these kid actors, and you don't do anything outside. You never do anything outside of it.
It's like having sex with your teacher. You just peaked.
Yeah, basically. Now, for me, it's like I've written 17 graphic novels. This is the newest book. When I edit it and I look at it, I'm going, you know what? When I read the first one, I realize what I didn't know. When I read this one, I'm going, all right, I'm clean here. Now, 4 books from now, I'm not going to think that this is the book I just wrote is the best book. But yeah, when you're writing a book, a lot of times people get stuck. They've written the same character 50 times, and it's never going to be the best. If you write that character, it's like the Spider-Man, my 100th issue of Spider-Man is not going to be as good as my first 10. It's just not going to be. But my characters are different. I create new books. I'm like Stephen King with that, you know, when I write a new book, I'm going, oh, I love this, and this is why I love it. But I can see how it's hard on people because, you know, some people's creativity, they just have special periods in their life, like artists, where they're having a blue period, and that's the best work they've ever done.
Does your first book hold a special place to you above all the other books, though?
It reminds me how bad a writer I was. That's the thing. When I read, if I ever go back and read like the first 4 pages, I realize what I didn't know about my craft back then.
Damn, girl, them some big old things. I want to get down with them. You can't do that, Black Spider-Man. You know, it's like the first book.
No, Totem was my first book, and I remember in it it was a white guy who wound up being ganged into a Harlem street gang, and the dialogue is just painful. I look at it, it was like Yo MTV Raps. It was bad.
Jeff's like, this is how they talk. One of them works at my car wash. I had a conversation with him.
Yeah. That's when you feel
Russ
bad.
Rollins is reading it. This is good.
Yeah.
It's good, Jeff.
you seen Hollywood Shuffle?
Yeah.
When they're reading
Robert Townsend.
they're reading the black lines.
Yeah.
Hey, blood. No, you gotta say a word now. Hey, homie, sucker face. Hey,
I can imagine they're making it to a movie and the dudes are reading it and it's like Idris Elba and Chance the Rapper, and they're like, "Hey, blood, which one of you Mickey Ficky suckers?" I can't read, and Jeff's back there like, "No, no, read the lines, just read the lines." Good, it's good, it's good. I like this. I like this. This Chance
Oh,
the
come
Rapper,
on.
he
Remember
scares
the
me.
Fresh Prince? Nothing was more painful than that show sometimes. In
In
the
the
middle,
beginning,
they'd start speaking Yiddish. You know, when Will Smith said "Oy vey," I was like, "Oh, you're killing me."
I heard, and I've never checked this out for myself, but I heard that if you watch some of the first episodes of The Fresh Prince, you see Will Smith nodding when other actors are talking because
yeah,
he memorized the whole script, and
yeah.
so they say that he's like,
I'm one of those few people who don't like the first season of TV shows.
sometimes they're whack because like they're getting their bearings and stuff,
I don't know. You're talking about the Blacklist. I thought was the best season. I thought that first season of Blacklist was just the best out there.
When you
I
watch the
thought that
first season of The Sopranos versus the rest of The Sopranos, you could tell they hadn't figured out exactly what their show was yet. Like the first season of The Sopranos comes across as a super dark comedy drama, even though it's not too comedic. You just see that this, and by the time you get to like the third and fourth season, you're like, they know what they're doing. They have a stride.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
think
like
I don't
science
know if you guys
fiction
know there
works the
was.
same way. I don't think sci-fi works
Do
the
you,
same way.
do you think sci-fi is better that first season
Yeah,
usually?
yeah, because it's normally the fresh. That's where the idea came from. What normally happens is they take this great idea or the great story, and then they have to come up with a second season.
Yeah,
yes,
And that's the
yeah.
hard
yeah,
part, getting the magic twice. And they go, "Oh, well, what is our second season?" Well, I only wrote like when I wrote a book called Horror about a guy who does anything for money, and it was so good that I didn't want to write another one. I was like, how do I write more of this? And it took me 8 graphic novels before I was willing to do it again. And I had learned a lot, and it was important for it to be better. But when you're doing TV, what's the second? Oh, the second season is going to be they're gods now, and the season after that they're
Yeah.
werewolves, and the season after this, and it's just a theme. It's not the
That's how I
original
feel about
good story.
Stranger Things. I'm like, just take the
Yeah,
town. Just take the
yeah.
town. I don't got time
yeah.
for this.
Like y'all been fighting for this town for 5 years. Come on, dog. Let them have it, bro.
And this is 1986. You know what's happening right now in every city across the country? Crack. So you guys, you fight Vecna and all this psychic stuff. We're gonna try to fight crack. It's taking the community. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, first season of Dexter. That's another one of those. Hard to get
Really
better
good.
than that. Hard to get better than that. Dexter was one of the
I feel
smartest.
Breaking Bad did really well. I really enjoyed it. I think it's one of those shows. The Wire, I loved. But I do agree with you, Jeff. Now that I think about it, sci-fi shows, that first season is generally fire because
Yeah,
you have a whole plot you're following. It's real easy to follow along. It's not convoluted. And then, like you said, then season 3, we've got to introduce the lesser gods and this god and this and this. Yeah, sci-fi shows I do think can jump the shark by that second, third season because the first season was so just together. I feel that way about a lot of the Disney shows. Like
yeah.
I love watching them, but I'm like, I don't know what you're gonna do. Like Mandalorian first season, I thought was
Oof.
amazing. I enjoy the rest of the Mandalorian, but that first season was cool, man.
Which was it? Was first season? Was the end of the first season the one where Luke Skywalker shows up, or
yeah,
was that?
yeah, that's the end of
Man,
first season. Yeah,
I remember telling Melissa. She walked in the room in that last episode where I see this starfighter pull up,
yeah,
and the geek in me, I know exactly who this is.
yeah.
I lose my mind. She tries to talk to me. That's the closest I've ever gotten to domestic violence.
Melissa,
I mean,
I'm gonna
that,
I'm a force choke you
I'm like,
right
babe,
now.
I love you, but get out.
I
What?
kicked her out of the
This?
apartment for
I'm
48
having a
hours.
moment here. You're right
Yeah.
about to ruin this great moment for me.
Yes.
You know what I
that-
didn't like? I didn't like the book of Boba Fett because they took a character who was perfect because you knew so little about him and
Yep.
everything you knew was cool, and they told you too much. They made him an anti-hero.
Got
That's
weird.
not what I
Got
want.
weird.
He's a bad guy.
Yeah.
He's a cool ass bad guy. And I think shows do that a lot too. They don't understand. Listen, somebody's a bad guy, they're a bad guy. He's a cool ass bad guy. He could have a reason to why he's bad. You could give me some story behind it and let me kind of know. But at the end, when you have a character that's so mysterious as Boba Fett, I don't want more. I don't need more.
Well, people wanted it because it was really a cult hero.
Yeah.
You have to really be into it. You Star Wars, the average person goes, "Who's Boba Fett?" I think he showed up. if you're really into it, you really wanted that story. Like Deadpool was another one of those characters.
Yeah.
Deadpool was a sub character at Marvel and wound up the same with Wolverine. They weren't big characters in the beginning for years, but you put the right actor in that role. And the weird thing is this: I'm going to Comic-Con next week. This week, I'm actually there now, and I can't see Deadpool until Monday afternoon in Vegas. So I don't get to see it opening weekend. And I am the place. They're having panels. Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds are going to be there. Feige's going to be there. They're going to be talking this movie, and I'm going to do everything possible to tell people to shut up.
Yeah.
I don't want to know a thing
I'm gonna
about
text
this.
you nothing but lies. I'm gonna do 2 lies.
I'm not listening to anything for you. I
2
see
lies
Miguel.
of the truth every day.
I'm blocking you. I'm blocking you.
I'm like either.
But I mean, this is going to be that movie is going to make. I'm telling you right now, it is going to be the biggest opening for an R-rated movie ever. And my feeling is, by the time it's done, it's going to do around 1.6 billion.
Jeff, what do you know for a fact that's going to be in this movie? Because there's so much. This is supposed to be in. This is supposed to be in. I've heard Marvel's Blade.
Well, I know what's
has
going
an
to be in it,
appearance
but I'm not. I don't
Okay.
even. I don't want to spoil it for other
You're not
people.
going to ruin it.
No.
Do you think this is going to be the end, or are they going to push a 4th Deadpool on us?
Oh, Deadpool! There's going to be. There's going to be another one. This movie is the jump off point for the new X-Men. For a lot of the Marvel characters that Fox owned. You might have Fantastic Four. There might be stuff in this movie. There's also going to be a lot of characters. They're going to pull like the last Spider-Man, where they're going to just pander to us. And guess what? Do that.
Yeah.
I was reading the director of that Morbius movie that came out by Sony, piece of crap. And the director goes, I probably shouldn't have done it. Yeah. If you don't love these characters, don't do it.
Director pulled a Joe Biden. You know what?
Yeah.
I want to go home, guys.
Yeah. Here's my 16-week notice.
Yeah. Jill, get me my bag. I'm going to go.
Jill, do we go to Camp David first, or can we do all 16 at Camp David? And I don't know what's going on at Camp David, but it seems like it's a good time.
Ken, you've been to Camp
David.
Now,
hold on. You've been to Camp David, right? Haven't you, Ken?
No, did not get to go to Camp David.
How do you in charge of this stuff? Look, Clinton never went? Who?
No, they went. I just wasn't on that detail and that duty to go to Camp David.
Man.
But you went to
that
George
must be a
Bush's
cool
private.
place to go, because everyone seems to spend a lot of time there.
Yeah, I was more on the road than I was. They had in-town people who did most of the in-town or closer to DC stuff. I was on the C-130.
Well, tell me about Camp David. Your people told you.
Yeah, we can't talk about that.
That's not. That's not privileged.
Not for real. I don't know much about Camp David. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Man, if I was in your job, I'd be always asking what the cool stuff was.
Jeff,
But
this
you
is
just
what I think
sat there,
of
just
Camp
pooped
David.
in the limo. That's all you wanted to do.
That's it.
Camp David was like a 1980s camp movie. Like, what's up, dude? Welcome to the counselors at Camp David. And then across from Camp David was Camp Big Corporate. And Camp David was always going to war with Camp Big Corporate. And every year they had a ski off to see who could win.
Yeah, that's like Better Off Dead, dude. I can't relive that one.
So white, bro.
Yeah.
Well, Jeff, man, we hope Comic-Con is great for you, man. Bro. I
Man,
hope you
I'm looking
sell
forward to
every
it anyway.
comic book you got out there, man. And no spoiler alerts. Do not spoiler alert Jeff Kaufman, bro.
I'm not looking. I'm not looking at anything. I got Sam, Bridget, Matt. We're gonna have a good time.
Cool.
It's gonna be it's the first Comic-Con I've gone to where I have everything together. And that's the problem when you do events, when they're like half-ass. Now you see events we do, and you're going, damn, they got their crap together. And you just have to work with good people and stop putting it on yourself, and make sure to get your crowd work right. That's what's important.
Hey, we gotta take a commercial break. We'll be right back. Real Labs, Real Radio 104.1. Radio 104.1, your nightcap of comedy. I am Ken Miller in the big chair tonight. Guys, do us a favor. Go out there on social media. Follow us, man. Just search Real Laughs on every platform. Go to YouTube and subscribe. We asked you guys to help us hit 200. We at 193. We just need 70 of you dweebs to go out there and subscribe to the YouTube channel. All our videos are up so you can see these beautiful ass faces. And if you miss any of these shows, you can go to iHeart, the iHeart app, and search Real Laughs. 8 years of shows, over 1,000 episodes. Sit your ass down and listen. Join the virtual studio with Miguel Colon Jr. and Jeff Batman Kaufman from the Law Office of Kaufman and Lynn and the Under Oath podcast. Something happened this week, man, over the weekend that made me know that America is one of the most arrogant ass countries in the world. And I'm going to tell you why. We think we're the best at everything. I don't care what it is. The United States thinks we are the best at everything. Because Team USA almost lost to the Sudan, right? Almost lost to Sudan. And people are on it. Oh, my God. The worst team ever. Blah, blah, blah. America.
It's our sport.
People have caught up to us in basketball. The last 3 MVPs ain't from this country. They have
The majority of the
basketball.
NBA, the majority of the NBA is from America. Yes, 10% of it is from somewhere else. But come on, you know why we came that close? Because that's not the best team we have.
I'll tell you why. Because our team was hanging out at night with their girlfriends and letting them drive and read books, and not Sudan.
How do you almost lose to who's on that team?
I have no clue.
Is anybody in the NBA on that team?
Their coach is Lou Aldine.
Yeah, but who?
Lou Aldine's the Sudan coach?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I tell you what, man,
idea.
this is how we get Sudan. We play the game in the States, and 3 of them can't fly in here because they're on the no-fly list. You know, that's how we get them. That's what you get for buying 2 cell phones at the time, buddy.
Hey, I feel like the world has caught up to us in basketball,
Yeah.
and they caught up to us. They caught up to us in the 90s. That's why we went pro. Because they were sending those college kids.
No, they were pros though. That's the difference.
That's what I'm saying.
There was
the other
Sudanese
teams were pros. We weren't pros.
Other team were
they
pro.
were.
We wasn't. But that's the thing. We started winning bronze medals in the FIBA games and stuff like that. And they were like, wait a minute. Y'all can't be beating us at our sport. Let's go pro. So then
that happened in all the sports.
Out there.
Tennis, baseball, everyone opened that up.
Let me tell you who the Sudanese team is. South Sudanese men national basketball team.
Anybody in the league?
Nobody I see.
Could you imagine not a single? Whoa.
Nope.
We have basically an all-star team in the NBA, and we can't beat a team with no NBA players.
I disagree with that notion. I feel like the world is caught up to us in basketball, period.
You know what caught up with us? Good players don't want to. The best players don't want to play anymore.
I don't blame anybody for not wanting to play.
Who was that guy? I forgot George. What was his last name? He got hurt.
Paul George.
Paul George screwed up his whole career.
Yeah, everybody don't got the heart of Christian Laettner, people. Okay, everybody don't got the heart.
I mean,
you wanted to play on that game.
It's dope to represent your country and win a gold medal, but it's also dope to get a $250 million contract.
Yeah, and live out. Because here's the thing, man. It was a different, and I mean this, and you know this. That Cold War energy was a different energy to wanting to make things look good for America. You know, it was, though. It was. And then after that, it was like, we're dunking on Lithuania. I feel bad for them. In the middle of the game, they're asking me for an autograph.
Yeah.
You know?
Taking selfies with George.
Yeah. Like I had to give them, I found out they didn't have water. I had to give them some of our water. I don't feel good about this. I don't feel hard about jamming on Estonia right now and then watching them all drive their own cars home.
Yeah. But so when you think about it that way, though, do you feel like maybe because it's basketball? Because I feel like track and field is more of I'm doing this for my country. When it comes to the Summer Olympics, like, do you feel like basketball is basketball?
Let me make this. This is my opinion on that, and I don't know, but here's my opinion on that. I feel like sports like track and field and all that, it's so individual, even when you are like on a track team or something like that. But I feel like there's no big leagues. Everything's about representing your country. This from every stage.
Sponsorship.
You know, in basketball, you play on a team. You play for Detroit. You know, like you represent Detroit right now, but I feel like there's a difference to it. I feel like when you're bred into those sports, like when you're a javelin thrower, your only dream is to be the best javelin thrower in the world
and go to the Olympics. Yeah.
So
your dream
NBA, you'd rather win an NBA championship than a gold medal.
Yeah, there's no javelin thrower sitting around right now on his phone wearing his Fila jersey talking about, hey, baby, well, just let them know. They don't want to take the deal. I'll go to Denmark. You tell him right now. Get on the phone, Bobby, and tell him right now. Denmark been getting real hard with the offers. I don't care. And if I gotta go to Angola and play in the games, I'll do whatever, baby. But I got kids to feed. You know, if you're a javelin thrower, you sitting there at work right now, you know, working building javelins. That's what you do when you're not throwing.
Hey, Miguel, it's a javelin thrower working at Granite with me right now.
Yeah, he's on the
Man,
phone.
I gotta go train, brother.
Yeah.
Gotta go train, man.
But when
So-
you in the league, you thinking about
Runners
20
is the same way.
Yeah. You thinking about 15 years from now when you're in the league. Can I do 15 years? You know, I know I'm going to do 6 years. Can I be 12 years in this league? Can I keep going? But when you javelin throwing, you like, what's the next thing? You coach javelin throwing, or you comment on javelin throwing. You don't open up a Dodge dealership. You're not like, it's me, Uzbeki Stoff, #1 javelin thrower in all of Angola. And I'm trying to tell you right now, I'll get you into Durango. No money down, you know?
Hey, dude. Only thing I know about Angola is Charles Barkley elbowing that dude on the 92 Olympics.
Boys, I'll let you know. Right next to me on this wall, I have a giant map, and I looked over and saw Angola.
Hey, do you remember what Charles Barkley said?
Yeah,
He said, man, I don't know where Angola at. I know they're going to get their ass whooped tonight, though. But
I remember Dream Team 2
ahead.
watching Sean Kemp and Charles Barkley. Was it Sean Kemp and Charles Barkley?
Ooh,
I know it was Sean Kemp. Was it Shaq? I can't remember who's Dream Team 2, but I remember just watching Sean Kemp and somebody just slam dunk all over like Estonia all night long, to the point where they was like getting ready to grab their junk. Like it was about to be that. It was just a game of NBA Jam going on.
So it was let's go. I got the list right here. Well, I thought I had the list. Good old Dream
I've never had a
Team.
desire to see an Olympics.
I give you the list real quick, and then Jeff, I'm gonna tell you my comment on that. So Dream Team 2: Derek Coleman, Joe Dumars, Kevin Johnson, Larry Johnson, Sean Kemp, Dan Marley, Reggie Miller, Alonzo Mourning, Shaq, Mark Price, Steve Smith, and Dominique Wilkins.
So it was Shaq and Sean Kemp just going back and forth dunking on everybody.
Hey Jeff, I was gonna ask you guys that. As a kid, I loved the Olympics, but now I'm like, I might cut it on, but as a kid, bro, the 92, the Dream Team was just the best.
Barcelona,
every track, Carl Lewis, any track, I watch everything track, bro. I love track and field back in the man. They had a track and field video game. Do they even got that anymore? Remember the power pan for the
yeah.
Bruh, like track and field was like
we're not into it anymore,
sports.
Man. Do you guys
remember
remember
when Michael Johnson had the gold shoes?
Oh yeah.
I mean, that was the last time I think the Olympics are like anything else. If we can't personify who we want to root for, we don't care. Oh, we're playing hockey. Who's on the hockey team? We want to know, and the NBA taught us that with Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. We need individuals to root for. If we don't know the individuals, we don't care.
Do you guys remember this? I just pulled it up because I remember this. 1992. Do you guys remember Dan and Dave? Do you remember that campaign? Dan and Dave. It was a Reebok campaign, I think. Was it Reebok or Nike? I got to find out.
It was for it was for, what is the thing that Bruce Jenner won?
The pentathlon, the triathlon, or which one?
No, it's where they have like 6 events or 8 events.
Yeah. Ken, if you don't remember, it was these two dudes, Dan and Dave, and they were Reebok or Nike was following them all through all through their tryouts to the Olympics, everything. And then one of them, which one was it? Dan O'Brien. Yeah, he didn't make it.
That's crazy.
Reebok had to change his whole thing because it was like Dan. I remember the campaign because I always thought one of the funniest one is like Dan's father thinks he's the best. They're like, Dave's father thinks he's the best. They're like, Dan's girlfriend thinks he's the best. They're like, Dave's ex-girlfriend thinks Dan's the best.
Hey, they got a thing on Netflix called Sprint, and it's following the Olympic trials for American track and field stars. And one dude who was like the Olympic hopeful almost didn't make it. He finished 3rd place, dude. Like he would have finished 4th. He would, because remember a few years ago, last Olympics, Sha'Carri Richardson missed it because of the whole weed thing.
Yeah.
But now she's there this year, and she's like one of the favorites. But dude, I'm just, man, the 90s and the 80s, I remember all the track and field. I love track and field. Bro, it's the greatest 10 seconds in sports.
Yeah, man. That's what I call my section.
Don't worry. Afterwards, I'll
Hey,
say, you know how you can
hey,
improve on that? You got
Yeah.
hey, girl, hey, girl, I'm about to give you the Carl Lewis. What's that? You'll
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
Bro.
And finished. Guess
So,
what? I
so
was
Jeff,
doping.
you're not watching.
No, I don't really care.
I'll casually watch.
And
100%.
now, what network is it even on?
It's on Peacock.
Tubi
You know
this
what?
year.
You know, one thing is we don't watch TV anymore.
Yeah.
We stream everything. We TikTok.
Have you
But
guys ever gone
This
to a
is
bar and like live TV's on? You're like, what the hell is this? It's
yeah.
like
only
a
for sports.
sitcom with Jake
Yeah.
the
Only for
Snake
like a
and
sport. Yeah.
orphans. You're like, what the hell is this? Yeah.
Dude. Hey, so Jeff, it's on Peacock, which is the Peacock app. So you can watch it on NBC or the Peacock app.
And I don't really think I'm going to care too much.
Yeah. But Miguel, to get to
That
your
sucks.
question, remember when Amazon got NFL Thursdays?
Yes, it was so
And-
crazy.
And people were at bars like, well, how we watch the game?
Yeah.
Hey, man, you
Like,
ain't got
you
a
don't.
Prime account. You
Yeah.
can't watch it. You ain't got a Prime. Dude, I remember I was downtown one time, and what was the channel that showed the Magic games?
Channel 13. It was
You know what I'm
Orlando
talking about?
Channel.
It was a
Yeah,
channel
yeah,
that
yeah.
showed, well, just this night, the Magic game happened to be on NBA TV, and that bar didn't have NBA TV. Bro, let me tell you how fast everybody walked up out of there.
I mean, that's one of the things that changed. It used to just have a bar, and you turned on that Monday game or whatever like that, and then gradually, as I got older, it became more cable oriented, and then bars had to pay for it and stuff like that. It's just wild.
Yeah, man. I used to actually enjoy that, dude. When I first moved here, me and my partner, man, I would go to a bar all the time to watch. I watch Duke Carolina at home now. But
Yeah.
I will always go to the bar, watch Duke Carolina. I would go to a bar for a good game, a good Monday night game, a good if it's a good rivalry, dude. I love college basketball. I remember one time I went to a bar to watch UConn girls, Tennessee girls, because they were 1 and 2 in the nation. And it was packed. It was packed, bro. I had never seen nothing like that. But now I stay home, bro.
Yeah, I used to go.
I don't go no more, man.
Guys,
we
I
don't
used
care
to go.
anymore.
Yeah, I live downtown. Jeff lives downtown. My
Yeah.
whole thing used to be I would go to a bar near like the TD Waterhouse Center back in the day,
Mhm.
and I would watch the first half at a bar, and then at halftime, if the game was looking fun, I'd find a scalper who was trying to get out of there because it was halftime, and I'd get a ticket and I watch the rest of the half from heaven or wherever I could get a seat, man. One time, hey, wherever a seat, man. But I was like, I'd sit at a bar and I'd be like, yo, this game is getting good. Let me get a $9 ticket from some scalper who just wants to go home.
Yep.
And then I'd watch the rest. And I mean, that was my whole 20s, mid 30s.
Yeah.
Dude,
I'm the
I
same way.
remember World Cup, and I'm not a soccer
Yo,
fan.
yes.
But World Cup, I would be
Yes.
all into it. I'd be downtown watching all the because you know what
Man,
I am? I
it
tell
was
everybody,
packed.
I'm a baseball fan in October. Like that's what I am. When it comes to most sports, I watch them for the playoffs and the championships. I keep up with them. So I remember how World Cup was. Downtown was packed. I remember
was
back when I first
packed.
moved here, I Drive. They had this British bar. I can't remember what its name was. It was. I remember, and I would go just for the camaraderie of being around
Did we used to
everybody.
do comedy there? Was it an open mic
Yeah,
at that
yeah,
bar?
yeah. It was an open bar at the bar. Yeah. Other side of I Drive, right over there,
I
the British
remember
Yeah,
side.
that,
they paid you in
yeah.
Guinness. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man. Hey, real quick, when we come back, I want to bring that back up because I got a question, a follow-up question with that. But we got to take a commercial break, man. We'll be right back. Real Labs, Real Radio 104. Real Labs, Real Radio 104.1, your nightcap of comedy. I am Ken Miller in the big chair tonight. Go out and follow us on social media by searching Real Labs. Go to YouTube, subscribe. All our videos are up. Go to iHeart, search Real Labs, and you can listen to us in podcast format. So we were talking about how back in the day we would go to bars and stuff like that to watch games and everything, but we don't really do that anymore. Like, is it because you guys are you older? You don't want to do? Because I couldn't live downtown. Because you know where I'll be at every night.
Corona.
Every night, bro. I have lung cancer. I would be a Corona every night. I could not live downtown.
Me, the
You
Godfather.
couldn't be a
of
Corona
comedy.
because I wouldn't go with you. Who the hell
Yo.
picking up that tab?
Yeah, hey, Jeff, when you ain't with me, baby, I'm drinking beer.
Yeah.
So is it because you're older and you just don't want to deal with the people, or it's the comfort
I
of your
don't-
own home?
Ken, I don't know what the answer is because I don't really sit around at home enjoying television either. Like I have this thing, man, where I joke about how it'll take me. Like I was watching that Star Wars show, The Acolyte, And it was taking me 2 days to watch an episode because I'd watch half of it, be like, okay, I'm gonna stop this and go do something else around the house and stuff. I wasn't like in it. And I don't know what's changed about me, but there was a time when just I would walk out my door, I'd go to a bar by myself, I'd start drinking and watching a game, I'd talk to people, I'd hang out. And I don't know what it is about me, but I don't really want to do that yet. Every time we're hanging out at Corona afterwards, I'm like, man, we got to do this more often.
More often.
Like, you know?
It's a company though. It's the people
Yeah.
you're hanging out with is the difference.
Yeah. If one of y'all text me right now and say, hey,
Nobody's
man,
there.
yeah, if you say you want to go to a bar, get a drink, I say, man, what the hell's wrong with y'all? It's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. But if we're out and you're like, you guys want to get a drink, I'm like, well, normally I don't do this, but
yeah, dude. I went with my best friend Angel, man. Shout out to GQ Customs. I ain't been to watch a game at a bar, and I can't tell you, bro. And Angel talked me to watching the Mavericks Celtics. I went to go watch one of the games with him. I was like, bro, I can't tell you the last time I went to a bar to watch a game because I'd rather be home.
Yeah.
The alcohol free. At halftime, I can go sit on the porch and smoke me a cigar. I ain't got to go pay nowhere.
Yeah.
But I think what it really is too, because now I am in the market for a new TV.
Oh yeah.
Jeff, I want an 85, bro.
It's $350 at Best Buy. What are you talking about?
But Jeff, I tell you this, I can't spend money on myself, dog.
Mm-mm.
My wife
You
gotta
spend
buy
more
for
money?
me.
Oh, because your wife don't let you.
No, nah, dog. That's joking. She's been talking me to get this TV for 9 months.
Dude, you spent $350 on nonsense. That's your probably Corona tab.
Yeah.
Over 4 or 5
I
nights.
know, but but I like that. I can't.
Yeah.
Buy
I'll
the
get you a TV right now, man. You just gotta get me a truck and some gloves.
You just got to make sure to put my logo on it.
Give me
This
a truck
TV
and some
sponsored
gloves,
by Kaufman
man.
and Lind. As
I'll
long as you keep the plaque under the TV, then I'll
Hey,
do
I'm
it.
gonna get my car. I'm gonna get a new car, and I'm gonna get. You know how they got that lobster car on iDrive?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get the Kaufman car. It's gonna be Jeff's face holding on to the car.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey,
Look
girl,
like that Stephen King Joker movie. Yeah.
20
Dude.
more months, man. This whole thing is mine, baby. Hop on in.
Dog, it's crazy because I love sports. I truly love sports. So I'm been looking at this bigger TV, and I found the one that I want. I just got to push the button on. I hate spending money on myself with stuff like that. But cigars, that's just my love. That's my passion. That's also my drug that brings me down and makes me feel better.
But your wife also smokes cigars.
Yeah, she smokes too. Yeah, but she don't smoke like me though. Like it's
No.
raining outside right now. I'm gonna probably smoke when I get done with it.
Man. See, I took the Stanley Cup, the last game of the Stanley Cup, and we had to leave. We were shooting a show, and I forgot somebody at the station. I love this about a radio station. Yeah, we can't do it tonight. We ain't got sound.
That's the best.
Wait,
That's
what?
the one thing you're responsible
the
for.
one thing
okay?
you gotta have.
But we did one show, and they told us halfway through they had no sound, so we couldn't shoot the second one. And it was 10 minutes before the game, and I called my buddy Matt. I'm like, Matt, what are you doing? He goes, I said, let's go watch the game. The bar's empty. World of Beer was empty for the last game of the Stanley Cup.
Game 7.
That's nuts.
There's nothing more exciting.
Florida is
than
in
a
it.
Game.
Your team is in it.
A game 7.
Yeah.
I don't care what sport it is. Basketball, Major League Baseball,
Yeah.
hockey. I watched game 7 of the hockey game, and I'm not even a hockey fan.
And it's a Florida team. The first time ever that, you're thinking about in 30 years, the franchise has never won.
Never.
A Stanley
And
Cup.
they were up 3-1.
And it was great. I'm
You know
telling
what I'm
you
saying?
what.
Like, bro,
Yeah.
it's certain things, man, that I am going to watch.
I go to
I am
game
go-
7 of Quidditch. I'll be
Yeah.
there watching them Wizards like, hey, man, this is all right. Be on the phone with my bookie like, hey, put another line down. Yeah, this team got some black kids on it. I think they're going to be faster.
Hey,
You know?
what's your name? Jaquarius. Yeah, Jaquarius. Put it on Jaquarius.
Yeah.
The score
Aquarius Onslaught. Hogwarts.
hey, Miguel, it's things I'm going to watch sports related. I am going to watch World Cup just because of that.
Yeah.
I'm going to
I
watch
don't even know.
any game 7. I am going to watch the NCAA Final Four and National Championship. I'm going to watch the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to watch the National Championship game for college football.
I'm going to watch
That's
5 innings of the
Yeah.
World Series every night.
Bro,
5.
Jeff, game 7 and your state is in the game 7.
And it was empty. I'm telling you,
That's
it was
insane
empty.
to me, bro.
And I was at the bar, and you know what? And I realized one thing. I don't drink like I used to. Because the problem is when I'm into a game, I'm not paying attention to what I'm drinking,
Yeah, because you're in it.
and I hurt myself.
Yeah.
I mean, the next day I'm at work and it's like 9 a.m. and I'm sitting and I'm going, I feel like I'm going to die.
And you're the
And
owner.
yeah, I know. And trust me, I heard this. The line was this, and I'm not supposed to tell because the person who told me said don't tell, but nobody listens to us. So he says, yeah, they said you the owner, you setting a bad example coming in drunk. I said, there's a difference between drunk and hungover.
Yeah.
I didn't pop the I didn't
Also,
I
there's a
wasn't killing
difference
it in the
between
car.
shut the hell up and get back to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
How
better
about
put
that?
your 16 weeks notice in, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
I'm watching the 7th game of the Stanley Cup and the Florida Panthers in it, and you're going to give me crap?
And
It's
guys,
not like I
what
called in
happened?
sick.
What happened to us? We used to be proud. You see that dude
Yeah.
dying at his desk, and you're like, yeah,
Yeah.
he's here.
I don't know how you do, y'all. Hey, okay.
Yeah.
Where's his watch?
Dude, one hockey thing, and then I'll go on to the other thing with Miguel talking about. North Carolina isn't even a hockey state. The year the Carolina Hurricanes won the Stanley Cup, my brothers had pictures of them with Carolina Hurricane shirts on.
Yeah.
They not even hockey fans. They like, yo, we won.
That's our team.
Not even hockey
Yeah.
fans. So,
We don't even have snow here, and we've won 20% of the Stanley Cups in the last 20 years.
Yeah.
it's crazy. But getting what Miguel said, yes, Miguel, back in the days when I would be like the Monday other bar days, I would come in and they would be like, yo, I don't know how you even got in here today,
Yeah.
bro. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't need to be.
Used to be proud. When I worked at this Italian restaurant in like the OVT area, and I remember coming in wasted still one day, and my boss was like, "Hey, come here," and he put a chair for me in the walk-in cooler, and he was like, "Hydrate, you're good to go in a couple hours." And I was like, "That's a coach right there. That's a leader."
Yeah.
And I sat in the walk-in
That's a
in the
manager.
cold. Yep, and I was just drinking water, and I was like, "You're right. I'm gonna be all right." But he was like, "Put a little salt in your water. You need the electrolytes." I was like, yo, this dude knows. He been here.
See, there were different days when we waited tables.
Yeah.
It was a whole different environment.
Oh,
it was like, that movie Waiting?
Yeah.
With right. That's a documentary. That's not a comedy.
Honest to God, besides some of the like a few hijinks here and there,
You mean the
Jeff
goat?
is right. Yeah, before the sack challenge, Jeff's right. I mean, like,
Man.
waiting tables was lawless.
Yes.
You basically worked all day so that you could spend every dollar you had at a bar with some hostesses that you were trying to bang.
And they gave you cash you walked with cash every night.
You walked out with cash. The government was like, yo, this guy makes $1,100 a year. And you were at a car dealership and you were like, I need to see your Cadillacs. And they were like, what do you do? You're like, I'm a waiter. They were like, come this way, sir.
I assume you'll be paying in cash.
Yes, dude. It's people like, man, that work at bars and clubs that I frequent that have been there forever. And I'm like,
Yeah, man.
how have you done this job?
They make
for so
stupid
long?
money.
They make stupid money, man.
cash.
There's $700,
Oh, man.
and I mean, there's places that make more, but you got to understand, you could
Yeah.
work a double and you could work a 16-hour day that beat the hell out of you. And you're walking with like $700 as a
Yep.
20-year-old kid, you know? And then the thing is, and this is what we used to do. I used to call it rock star training. So every now and then I would go on like a 3-day bender just because I was like, one day I'm going to be a famous comic and I need to be able to handle it. And that's what I would tell. And I would go I would go on these benders and just, and you knew everybody in the service industry. Every bar you went into, a bartender that came to your bar. I would go, no lie. Oh my God. We would go to the strip clubs on OVT and I would bring trays of food. And I would come in and I'd see the door guys and I'd go and they'd take me back to the manager and I'd be like, yeah, there was this guy, Jim, he ran all the clubs. And I was like, hey, Jim, I got all this Italian food. He's like, oh, this is great. This is great. And then I would just hang out with him and drink and just get plastered everywhere I went. But the strip clubs would just let you in, hang out. We used to go to the ale house all the time. And I would trade out. We'd do trade outs. Your manager would be like, hey, let's do a food trade out with them. And we would trade them out food. And then they would trade us out a bar tab, like drafts, something that didn't hurt them bad.
Yeah.
And then, so we'd trade them out and we trade them out a bunch of BS. I'd give them like 19 pizzas that cost us a nickel. And they would be like, yeah, come in, drink as much beer as you guys want. They'd hook you up with rounds of shots and you'd get plastered. And then you're some hot 22-year-old waitress who she's way out of your league, but you spend all day with her. And so she knows how cool and funny you can be. And now you got a chance and you're going in the kitchen, dude, covered with tattoos on his face, smells like prison. He's banging this gorgeous, beautiful, like everybody's just living the best life. But here is the truth. If you don't make any preparations, you will continue being a waiter or a server past the time you want to. There's
For
people who
life.
want to and keep going.
For life.
But there's the forever. That almost came to me, guys.
It's a
That was
cult. It's like Disney.
2016 when
It's like working at Disney, man.
it's a cult. Yeah.
Same thing.
2016, Ken, I left bartending and serving to go full-time comedy, and it terrified me, and I saved up a lot of money and blew through it not because of fun, but because of comedy.
Got bills
But
to pay. Yeah.
I looked at it and I said, and I told my family, and I had their support. I said, if I don't make this leap and just go full-time entertainment, that's what I wanted. It didn't have to be comedy, but full-time entertainment. If I don't make this leap, guys, I was like, I'm going to be 50 years old bartending, and not happy with myself. Because you could be a 50-year-old bartender and happy. I've known guys. Dude, I know guys. I know guys that have multiple homes that they rent out and stuff because they have cash and did it. It wasn't going to be me. And so I made the full jump into entertainment, and it was scary, but
it wears you out. It's a
wears
job.
you out.
It's a tough job too because you live vampire hours. But I think the same thing with Disney. I knew people in entertainment at Disney who've been doing character work. They started off being a princess and was now a fairy godmother.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how long? 25 years in.
Yeah, I
in
didn't think
Disney
about that.
entertainment.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, now they got to be the old. Now they just he was Aladdin, and now we had to write a character. This is Abdul.
Now he's just,
yeah, Aladdin's old homie. He's just cool. We couldn't get rid of him.
I just caught on to what Jeff said.
Yeah, that's a fair godmother.
I'm sorry. That's
we got Disney listeners who's going to. I swear to God, if Jeff keeps killing this magic, I'm gonna kill this SOB.
Goodness, man, we got to get up out of here, man. I got some stuff to talk about, but we'll talk about it tomorrow night, man. We got to go, man. Jeff is headed out to Comic-Con. Actually, he's there right now.
Yep,
he's there right now. So I hope you enjoy
I'll be
yourself,
completely
man.
set up. Hopefully, barring Windows update, and we'll see.
And Miguel, where you at this weekend, dude?
Saturday, I'm over at the Twisted Birch. That is Saturday, July 27th at 8 p.m.
Cool. And this Saturday, I will be in Clearwater, Florida, opening for Tony Woods from Def Jam HBO, Dave Chappelle's mentor. Spotlight Comedy presents LMAO Night of Comedy, North Clearwater, Florida. You can get tickets at www.spot-comedy.com, man. Good time, man. Pretty good time, man.
We don't need that damn James.
Yeah, we don't need James, man. James
Damn,
James out here enjoying married life, man, like he should do. But we got to get up out of here, man. Appreciate y'all listening. We'll be back tomorrow night. Brand new shows. Give it up for Jeff Batman Carvin from the Law Office of Kaufman and Lynn and the Under Oath Podcast, and Mr. Miguel Colon Jr. Miguel, tell him what to do.
Take your ass to bed.